Alright, nothing's more patriotic than traveling across Europe in, oh, get these words off, in your Ferrari car. Okay, so I didn't really have a good plan for this week's stream, but I think it's time for at least a little bit of OutRun. Again, look, all I got is this Xbox, and I figured with this American console, may as well as try out some Sega games, since I barely ever get to see any love from Sega's Xbox output. So unfortunately, I was actually planning to try and have a little voting system in place for our Twitch stream, but that hasn't really gone through yet, so we're still trying to get that kind of ironed out. And there's also not a whole lot to say about OutRun 2, although I really like the way it looks. In fact, this is, like I said, the Xbox version, and oh, this is already going amazing, I can tell you. Even though, you know, there is OutRun 2006 Coast to Coast, you'll never see, like, the original OutRun 2 appear on any other console because of the rights Microsoft has kind of, engulfed for this title. Actually, ironically enough, this game was, you know, obviously originally an arcade machine, running on Sega Chihiro, which is basically a PC that was more or less inspired by the Xbox. And that kind of explains why they've been able to convert this game over without too much trouble. In fact, this is one of the first few efforts done by Sumo Digital as they, you know, began their work with Sega on this game, as well as a few other titles, like I think Virtua Tennis. But this is where a lot of their efforts really, you know, really start to pull through. In fact, in OutRun 2006, you had OutRun Miles, which would, you know, later kind of resurface in Sega All-Stars Racing with Sega Miles. That lets you basically earn a form of currency and let you purchase more cars and more, you know, and other little goodies. And I think this also has the original OutRun game on here, but I haven't unlocked it yet. I also want to be able to finish a course here without running out of time. In fact, Transformed and even the original Sega All-Stars Racing has a lot to take from, you know, like the OutRun series. Like switch drifting, which I'm not really going to be able to demonstrate so easily, but you can initiate a drift and then immediately switch your drift direction to the other direction, keep your same speed, and just be able to continue onward from this. Oh boy. Yeah. It gets really tricky if you're not careful. And I'm going to play it safe and go the easy route, but hopefully we'll have enough time to be able to finish all 5 routes. As long as I can stay out of the grass here. You can't play this on the Xbox 360, this version in particular, but you can't play OutRun 2006. But like most other Xbox games running on a 360, it kind of doesn't perform that well. Like, you'll try and go through a fork route, and then once you approach one of these different areas, the area won't load in all the way correctly. So you'll literally be driving on, like, thin air. It's really scary. But yeah, 360 emulation has basically convinced me that I have to keep my original Xbox, even though I don't have too many games for it that I'm all that crazy about. But then there are some really strange, rare oddities like Conquer Live and Reloaded and Oddworld Stranger's Wrath. At least Stranger's Wrath has made its way to other platforms. But, you know, say if you want to get a hold of OutRun 2 on a modern console, it's starting to get a little harder, especially since Sega has lost the Ferrari license, so they can't really legally put out OutRun 2 anymore. In fact, OutRun 2 is the first time that they actually used the Ferrari license, since they got into some legal trouble with the original OutRun, making the cars look suspiciously similar like a Ferrari. So basically, like, through certain re-releases, especially through digital systems like OutRun 2006 on Steam, is completely gone. Oh gosh. I need to get out of this drift here. Okay. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to make it. That's gonna be such a bummer. Oh! Oh hey, I made it! Haha! Yes, outrun like Shadow the Hedgehog. Yes, absolutely. Good job, David Lurker. With OutRun 2006, you don't really get these little cutscenes at the end with the credits. With our good buddy Alberto. Extreme liquor. Hey, I made it through Route C. Sure, I'll stick my name in here. Guess what? My name is Sean. How's it going? I lost my train of thought, so... You know, despite the fact that this is an arcade game, they did add in a bunch of other stuff, including online play, which doesn't work anymore. The Xbox Live functionality will let you, like, download Ghosts or, like, race against others online. There is also System Link Racing, so it's not like this option's completely gone. In fact, another one of the reasons why I kept my original Xbox is you can System Link with an Xbox 360 and play System Link Xbox games, so my 360 could theoretically play multiplayer OutRun 2. But, you know. There is also this other option, OutRun Missions. Which are basically just little challenges. Oh, I didn't want to pick the same song again. I saw we lost some viewers because we played OutRun. I'm going to switch to my one last game, which is actually not an Xbox game, but it's a surprise. Oh, come on. So I kind of like these challenges more than like what we saw in like Sega All-Stars Racing. Although Transform did a better job, because part of the problem with All-Stars Racing is that the challenges aren't particularly hard. But then in Transformed and saying like OutRun 2, it does a better job at kind of teaching you how the game works. Ah! Well, that didn't quite work out. But as long as you can get a rank A, you'll be in good shape, and you'll be able to move on to other challenges. And some of these challenges forces you into like other routes. And most of them are going to be kind of predetermined. And for each challenge that you unlock, you actually get to unlock stuff in the gallery, which are basically like a bunch of like cards. Our good buddy Alberto. Then it gives you like different unlocks, like more cars, more routes to go through, and some general like Ferrari type of memorabilia, like this press kit here. This kind of reminds me of like Sonic Rivals for some of the content that you can unlock here. But you can't really trade them with anybody. I don't really have any codes, so what we're going to do is try one OutRun race. Let's try this. Turn on traffic, make this more annoying. We're going to go with my favorite song in the game. With the stupidest name.
Get ready.
This should have been in Transform, this song right here. There are also remixes of the main songs, which were also done by Richard Jakes. You can also hear some of the, at least a couple of those remakes in Sega Superstars Tennis. Unfortunately, I don't have Sega Superstars Tennis. Alright, so your rank goes up based on what place you finish in. If you at least get, I think, 3rd place, you'll get an A rank, but unfortunately I'm kind of having a hard time, because while drifting lets you take corners much easier, it slows you down considerably, especially if there's traffic in the way. And despite the fact that there's this fork in the road, it doesn't matter. It forces you in a specific direction anyway. Ah. Yeah, I'm not the greatest outrunner, unfortunately, but I certainly try. Girlfriend will like me eventually. But it's still kind of, like, I still think it's weird, like, some of the sponsorship that's in place here. In fact, a lot of people, like, I'm impressed of, like, the broad spectrum that Sega tries to, you know, to go for when it comes to, you know, making a product catalog that appeals to the widest amount of people as possible. Like, there's a reason why people will still play Daytona USA and not really know a thing about, like, Sonic the Hedgehog other than, hey, my kids play it. Because it still has, so it still has, like, a universal appeal, especially with, like, you know, Ferrari cars or Daytona cars. Or just little, like, arcade simulators through, like, flight sims and things like that. But it's made it harder and harder for them to compete, since they're an arcade company. They're not going to make, like, the next Forza game, which has, you know, basically taken a stranglehold on the market for, like, arcade, you know, for racing games like that. Although I do kind of think that, you know, the unrealistic physics kind of do hurt it, you know, hurt their series in the long run, especially for games like Sega Rally Revolution, which, you know, Sega Rally 3 is basically what it is, and it never really made a dent in sales or anything like that, and it is becoming harder to talk and drive at the same time. Clearly, it's the best idea. Gonna get you, Bubbles. Seriously, who names their boyfriend Bubbles? You got some serious problems if your name is Bubbles. Let's hear a show monkey. Bubbles! Also, not a good idea that I activated all this traffic, so it doesn't affect the computer players that much, but it messes with me a lot. And of course, while I do say, like, Sega's relevance in, you know, in a lot of these simulation type games has kind of dwindled. Like, you know, Sega still makes arcade games. Oh gosh. Like, I actually recently played, like, a monkey ball ticket redemption game, where you have to roll, like, a giant ball and guide II through these different obstacles and collect bananas. I finally got to hit a jackpot on one of those machines, and I caused a ticket jam to happen. Whoops. Oh boy. Ah, there's Katana. Project Katana. Or Project Xbox, or whatever you want to call it. I don't think that's really what the connection is there. It's just names that they came up with for these characters, like Ignition. Aw, man. Come on, Iceman. Cut me a break. Let's see. This game, now I remember the thought I had earlier of, like, why it's harder to find, you know, OutRun re-releases. There is also, like, OutRun Online Arcade, which you can't get anymore, which was a simplified version of, like, OutRun 2 SP, or OutRun 2006, rather. Uh-oh. So yeah, that didn't work out so well, unfortunately. Oh, did I trade in tickets for that prize? Asked fake name of. Not really. I was at a friend of mine's birthday party for their kid, and I just gave the kid those tickets. They got, like, Adventure Time dolls and stuff like that. But that's pretty much it for OutRun 2, and it's kind of going to bring a close to our independent stream. Or is it? I guess you're going to find out in just a moment. So stay tuned for the last game.